It's Adam here, bringing you this video, and we're talking about this time 4 of the mindsets that I like to remind myself of, affirmations that I will recite when things get challenging, when I start to experience maybe negativity from people in the environment. When you're going out there, you're going to bars, you're going to clubs, you're challenging yourself to meet new people, pushing your comfort zone. Perhaps you're an introvert, or maybe you think you're an introvert and you're trying to become more extroverted. You're going to find that there's a lot of different challenges that you experience when you're getting out there into social environments, talking to people. Not everyone's going to vibe with the energy that you're putting out there. Not everybody is going to get along with you, just the same as you don't get along with everybody else when you're out there. You don't like everyone, and everyone's not going to like you. That's just a fact. And so when you're getting out there, you want to just try your best to convey your personality, put yourself out there, make the attempt. That's something I like to remind myself of. When I'm setting the bar for success, it's just about, can I make the attempt? Can I make the approach? Can I go for the open? Can I go for the close? And if I've done that, then I'm happy with myself. I give myself the credit. I also want to validate myself, and that's the first affirmation I like to remind myself of. This is a principle that seems to come up throughout my life many times, and I'm reminded of it, and that is to validate yourself. Don't go looking for external validation. Don't look for people to validate you, because no one is ever going to validate you the way that you can validate yourself. So when you're going out there and you're talking to people, you're not looking to whether people are responding to you positively. You accept that not everyone's going to respond to you positively. Not everyone's going to be accepting of you putting yourself out there or wanting to get to know you, and that's okay. You move on and you go and you meet other people, and you look for those people that do want to pursue things with you, that do want to further the interaction with you, or maybe explore getting into a romantic relationship. Perhaps not. Maybe you just want to talk. Maybe you want to just make friends. But that's something you want to do, is you want to start to learn to validate yourself, look to accept yourself, and to give yourself the recognition in life, in the dating game, in whatever pursuit that you're looking to pursue, rather than looking for external validation. Now, the second one I like to remind myself of is that you are always in control of your actions. Instead of looking and making excuses as to why maybe you're not getting the results that you want, or why, and blaming and making excuses as to why you don't have the things or the results that you're looking to get. Don't blame your clothes. Don't blame the fact that you don't have money. Don't blame the fact that you didn't have the right circumstances, or the acceptance or the love that maybe other people had growing up that maybe made it easier for them to socialize. Instead, you focus on your actions. You take responsibility for your life, and you just focus on that. You focus what's within your control. And there's a book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, and it's a great book, and it talks about this concept of how focusing on what's within your control rather than the things outside of your control, because it's a waste of your mental energy. It's a waste of your time. Instead, focus on your actions and the things that you can affect. If your finances aren't good, go make money for yourself. Go get a job. Get your finances handled. That is within your control. If you don't have the relationships that you want or the sex life that you want, you can get out there and you can actually talk to people, and you can cultivate that area of your life. All these areas that you see anybody else succeeding in are things that you can affect. You have so much more control over your reality than perhaps you realize. Like myself, when I was younger, I didn't realize that I had so much more control over many different aspects of my life. I thought that I was more at the effect of life. I thought that maybe you were just born with certain attributes or certain luck and things that you didn't have control over. But then as I got older, as I started to educate myself, read more books, learn different concepts, and changing my beliefs, and then actually seeing the results for myself, that the actions that I then started to take, the new action that I started to take, actually started producing new results, and my life started to change, and I started to actually see that I had much more control over my reality than I once had thought. So one of those things is you might think that you're just born with certain looks, or maybe you have certain advantages in life, but you got to start looking at the advantages that you have. And you have to realize too that, again, maybe some people were born with the genetic lottery, as they might say, but again, you focus on what's within your control. You can optimize your looks as best you can. You can focus on your hygiene and just taking care of what you can take care of, and then you forget about it and you get out there and you start meeting people, you start focusing on your actions, you start to focus on your character and things that are actually within your control to start cultivating. Whether you are someone that may be perceived as having good looks or not, that still doesn't make that person have the ability to go put themselves out there, developing self-confidence, developing self-esteem, and focusing on your actions, work ethic, hard work, getting out there and affecting your reality and focusing on things that are within your control. So that's the second mind shift, is focusing on things within your control, and you are always in control of your actions. Third affirmation is nothing is personal. Realize that a lot of the times when we're out, we might experience negative reactions from people, or things going on from people in life, challenges. People maybe aren't vibing with ourselves, putting ourselves out there. When we're meeting people, you're meeting a lot of people. If you're doing this right, you're going to be approaching a lot. You're going to be putting yourself out there a lot. You're going to be pushing your comfort zone. And sometimes people are going to give you weird looks. People are going to have opinions of you. And maybe those opinions aren't very flattering. They're opinions that maybe you don't necessarily agree with, but what you want to remind yourself of is that nothing is personal. People often will project their own insecurities and negativity onto others. So it's more of a reflection on the person that has these negative things to say rather than a reflection on you. Now, we can always look at different areas in which that we can improve, and we should be trying to improve our actions and try to improve the outcomes that we're getting in life, maybe looking at our beliefs, looking at the things that we're doing on a daily basis to try to, if we're looking to try to get certain results in life, then yes, you want to start auditing these things, but also realize too that it's normal. You can't please everyone. You're not going to get along with everyone. So then this is the third affirmation I like to remind myself of, is that nothing is personal. And again, bringing it back to validate yourself, accept yourself, self-trust, self-love, self-confidence. You want to start cultivating all these things within yourself, these characteristics that are going to help you to not be looking for external factors that would then dictate your self-worth. Everything comes from within. So remind yourself of that when you're getting negative feedback from the environment. Yes, you can look at, well, maybe it's your tone of voice. Maybe you can change that. Maybe you can change the energy that you're putting out there, the way that you're approaching people. Yes, we can look at these things, but also you can't please everyone, and sometimes we just don't get along with people, and that's okay too. So nothing is personal. And the fourth affirmation, and this one came to me somewhat recently, which I like to remind myself of, is treating everything as an end in itself. And that's sort of like a meditational practice where you're trying to be present to the moment. You're not projecting yourself into the future, no matter what it is that you're doing. Maybe you have to do some sort of work that maybe isn't the thing that you would like to be doing, but realize that's still a part of your life. So you want to try to enjoy all aspects of your life. Enjoy everything. Realize that there's ups and there's downs, and you're not always going to feel good. Appreciate when you feel bored. Appreciate when you feel sad, because without these things, you can't have the opposite. So appreciate everything. It's all good. And treat everything as an end in itself. Even if you think that you're going to be happy when you're doing this other thing, well, chances are you're not, because now you're training yourself to never be happy in the moment. If you can't be happy now, and you can learn this from people that have succeeded in maybe financially or in many different other endeavors, who will say, and this is the wisdom that they have to share, is that they thought they were going to be happy when they reached this thing, but what happened is they reached that thing and they realized it didn't make them happy, and in fact they became even more depressed because now they don't even have hope. They don't even have anything now that they can strive for. They thought this thing was going to make them happy, whether it was money, whether it was having the sex life that they want, whether it was maybe achieving some some sports success or whatever it may be. And if you can't be happy in the moment, then you're not going to be happy when you reach this other area of life that you think is going to make you happy. So start practicing appreciating the moment, and this ties it back into process. Enjoy the process, cultivating habits and routines, and just setting your life up in a way where you can just take action, live your life the way that you want to live it on a daily basis without looking to always just get this end result, whether it's the sex that you want to have, whether it's the partner that you want to be with, whether it's the money that you want to have. It's a common saying that the journey, that is the joy in life, the journey, and it really is true. The journey is what you want to focus on. The process is what you want to focus on. Realize if you're taking the right actions that are going to get you the result in the end, then just enjoy that. Enjoy wherever you're at. You're going to look back and your life is going to go by in an instant. So you don't want to be miserable now in the moment. Appreciate this moment and learn from others, learn from mentors, read books, realize that you have control over what you feed your mind. Realize that you have control over the friends that you have and the influences that you're bringing into your life. Whether you're watching this video, whether you want to speed up the process for yourself and actually look into what it takes to actually master a skill. You can read books like Mastery by George Leonard, I believe. You can read other books by Robert Greene about mastery. In basically anything, whether it's a sport, whether it's your social skills, whatever it might be, you want to learn from others. You don't want to reinvent the wheel. You can read a book that somebody had written after maybe they lived 50 years or did something for 50 years, a decade or more, like myself, and you can then speed up the learning process and accelerate the results that you want to get by learning from others. But ultimately, you got to get out there and you got to take action yourself. You're not going to learn it unless you're actually doing it. But if you can, as a supplementary resource, get out there, learn from others, teach others if you can. Get out there on a boot camp with me sometime on a weekend and see how quickly I can show you a process and show you a way and a direction so that you're not blind. It's not the blind leading the blind. You're getting out there from somebody that already has over a decade worth of experience, can show you a process, can show you a way where then after that you know what to do, you know where to go. Then it's about just putting in the consistent action over a set period of time, and you can reach the same results as anybody else. If you talk to somebody like a professional athlete or maybe a surfer or somebody that's a professional, they'll say the only difference between them and somebody else is that they've just spent more time doing the thing. So another thing is that people benefit from a 30-minute consultation call where I can help them to point out areas in which that maybe they are struggling in. And again, I've seen a lot. I've gone through a lot of the challenges where I can point these out for you, get you back on track so that you can then get out there, get over these challenges, get over maybe these sticking points that you're having. And again, just for you to reach the results that you're looking to reach quicker. I offer 30-minute free consultation calls. There's basically no loss to the people that choose to take advantage of that. So if you're somebody that wants to go further than these videos, then it's a great thing that you can take advantage of as well. You can email me at datingdestruction@gmail.com and I'll give you more details there. And otherwise, if you like the video, please subscribe, helps me out a lot. And otherwise, until next time, peace out, my friends.